皆さんこんにちは and welcome to Shogo's podcast. So this is actually an omake talk of the video where I talked about the self-defense forces in Japan. It's been a while since I recorded an omake talk, but since it was such an controversial topic, I really thought I needed to add a little bit of things I wasn't able to include in the main video, or after actually making the video, I really felt that I wasn't able to talk about a few things that I wanted to, so I wanted to add it here in the podcast channel, my second channel here. Thank you so much for coming over here and listening to this too. So I wanted to say a few more things about the current situation in Japan, and I really wanted to make myself clear about what I said in my main channel. Now, recently, again, as I said in my main video, in Japan right now, because of the war between Russia and Ukraine, and Russia actually coming over to the northern areas of Japan and doing their trainings in the army and such, a lot of people are saying that we really need to change the Article 9 of the Constitution so that we could protect ourselves and so on and so forth. Or there are people who are saying, no, we should never change Article 9 because if we do so, there will be war and things like that. There's this really, what should I say, heated up debate right now in Japan. Now, there's basically two things I want to say that I feel are a little bit I guess I can't agree with would be the right way to say it. Yep. Number one is the side who is trying to protect Article 9. These people say that because we have Article 9, if we have Article 9, there will be no war happening in Japan. That's one side. The other side says there's a chance of us getting attacked, so we must change Article 9 so that we can fight or attack first kind of idea, right? Yep. So both of these sides I cannot agree with personally. Now, for the first side I just explained, there is a very, very, very high chance that Japan could be invaded by Russia. Yeah. So that doesn't mean just because we have a peaceful, pacifistic constitution, that doesn't mean that other neighboring countries will stop from invading us. That's impossible. It's not like a barrier that can stop any country from invading us just because we have a constitution, right? It's not logical, simply. The other side, as I said earlier, about changing Article 9 I can't agree with this side either, because changing the constitution and saying that Japan is now capable of war to the world, we just renounced we just discarded our peaceful constitution, and now Japan is capable of attacking other countries like we could in the past. Saying that to the world is going to give excuses to any other country or any group to give them a story, an excuse to attack Japan. I really feel a lot of people in Japan especially don't understand is that when a country tries to attack somewhere else, they need some kind of story, a story of justice. They need to basically make the people believe that this war is correct, right? I think this is something that a lot of people discuss about, right? In that case, if Japan basically changes, again, Article 9, and sends out the message to the world that Japan can fight now, that will basically give excuses to the world saying, see, Japan is very aggressive. Now they're going to be coming to attack us, so we should attack them first. They're going to be giving them that excuse, that story, that justice to attack Japan. So appealing to the world that Japan has now changed Article 9 at this timing in such a tragic time, in a time of crisis, and changing Article 9 is a very, very, very bad action, I would personally say. So again, both sides believing that no one will invade us just because we have a peaceful constitution, and the other side believing that we should immediately change Article 9 so that we are capable of fighting anytime. Both of these sides I cannot agree with. I disagree with. So again, as I said in my main video, what I believe is that, again, of course, some people might say that having the self-defense forces is already unconstitutional. But again, okay, so let's say that what the government said, again, the self-defense forces as it's, determined in the international law, Article 9 does not stop from Japan having the power to self-defense, what should I say? That's defined in international law, as I said in the main video. I think I agree with that. I mean, I completely agree with that. Japan could have a certain level of military power for self-defense. That's good. So basically, Japan already has the right and power to defend itself, right? There are trained men, there are trained women with weapons that could protect Japan in emergencies, right? Yeah. So my opinion is, it's really important that we are ready, that we have trained people to protect Japan, and we have the necessary items, or what I guess I don't really want to use the word weapons, but the necessary items, I guess I'm going back to the same word again, to protect Japan. That's important. That's important that we're ready. Yeah. But at the same time, why do we have to change Article 9 so much and say that we can attack other countries from ourselves? Like, if we can already protect ourselves from invasion, if we already have such a big military budget to prevent invasion from happening, why do we have to change Article 9? Like, why do we ever have to say that we'll attack first, or there's a chance that we'll take part in international war? Why do we have to say these things? Why can't we just continue to say that we will protect ourselves if necessary, but we will not we will not attack anyone else? That would, who would say, if there was a country that says, we will never invade other countries, we will never attack, but we will, of course, protect ourselves if necessary. What kind of story or excuse will the other country try to think up of to tell the people that we should attack Japan? What's the story, right? It'll be much, much more difficult to try to keep control of the people, especially in this world of the internet. How are they going to be keeping everyone, in harmony so they can attack and invade such a country, in this case, Japan, right? So I really feel that these both sides, again, I can't agree. And I have this metaphor that I always talk about when I talk with my friends or with Harumi. I was trying to think of a good metaphor to explain what my opinion here is. So what I'm trying to say is that if, for example, a woman, I have 2 daughters, I have a wife, if, for example, they need to walk down a very dangerous alley, for example, alley, like somewhere on the streets, if it's a little bit dangerous, I think it's perfectly fine for them to be prepared, maybe having a stun gun. I don't know if you are allowed to have a stun gun in Japan, but I don't know, pepper spray, or there's some kind of item for self-defense, right? Yeah. If you know that this street or this timing is going to be dangerous, I think a person being prepared for self-defense is completely fine and is necessary, right? Just because, for example, the first side I explained is saying that, no, we believe in humanity, we won't be carrying any self-defense items at all, and we believe in you. And of course, I would want to say that too. I completely agree that I would love to say that. But in reality, of course, there is problems that happen. And humanity is making progress. If you take a look at the history, a few hundred years ago, the world was much more chaotic, and human life was much more lighter than now, right? It was much more easily discarded, and treated, right? So we are making progress, but at the same time, it's always important that we are ready to protect ourselves, because no one else will, right? So I would be happy that my wife or my kids were prepared to walk down that dangerous street with some kind of item. But again, the other side, not the first side, the second side, basically says that we will attack first, right? That means that women who is walking down the streets with a self-defense item suddenly goes up and attack a suspicious man from herself. So that's basically she's saying, oh, that man looks a little bit suspicious, I should attack him first. That would be very, very strange, wouldn't it? And basically, it means that woman or that person, it doesn't have to be a woman, this is just a metaphor, by the way. Basically, that person is saying we should attack I will be attacking someone suspicious that walks nearby me, that person would probably get caught first, right? So this is what I'm trying to say. It's okay for you to be ready, but attacking someone from yourself is not a very good idea. You are creating the problem now, right? So, as I've been saying so many times over in this podcast, but that is my belief. We should be ready. We should be ready, but we should never, as I said in my main video, we should never, ever have an option of attacking from ourselves. Yep, or choosing war as a option for diplomacy. No, we're not going to be putting that down on the table. That is not a option. Because why is that? Because if the moment we put that card down, there is a chance that not just countries, but any other group, for example, they're going to be saying, oh, see, Japan has that war card on the table. That means they could attack us. We should attack them first kind of theory, right? We should not let that happen. Just saying that we are capable of war creates a story. Yep. Basically, an excuse for someone to attack you or attack us. So I just wanted to make it very clear in this podcast that I disagree with both sides that are arguing in Japan right now. Yep. And that this is my opinion. And I really wanted to make it very clear again through this podcast and this Omake talk. Then everyone, thank you very much for listening. As I always say, the ultimate goal of my life is to make all Japan lovers' dreams come true. So I know that there are a lot of people studying Japanese, willing to come to Japan to study, work, and travel in Japan and such, and maybe even train in our traditional culture. However, I am afraid that Japan will not be able to make everyone's dreams come true in the future because we are facing a lot of social problems. We are losing our traditional culture, and the younger generations who are supposed to carry on the good things about Japan are dying because of all the social issues being shoved against them. So I really want to dedicate my life to try to make Japan a better place. I want to try to preserve and evolve traditional culture. I want to try to solve social problems in Japan and help out the younger generation so they can have a brighter future. And to do that, my first step is to achieve 1 million subscribers by January 2023. So your likes and comments will help to boost my videos to new viewers who have never seen my channel before, so it'll mean a lot. Thank you so much. And again, as I said in the main channel too, today's topic, the videos are very, very controversial, and I completely understand that. And it was my heart, is really beating really fast right now too. I'm very afraid what kind of messages I will receive through the comments, and some people can be very aggressive and what should I say, violent, with words sometimes. Even though every person in my country are supposed to have the right to speak what they want to, sometimes they can be very aggressive. But I just can't stop myself. I have the responsibility to say what I would need to say, and study as a Japanese citizen, as parents of 2 daughters, and I am responsible, so I will continue to say the things that I need to. Yep. And I really, really hope that you can share your opinions with me in the comments, and I just really appreciate you taking the time to listen to this podcast. Thank you so much. Okay, I'll see you. Talk to you again soon.